I've got a great friend with me this morning. This is Lyn Feldon, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Nice to have you up here, Lyn. And now, Lyn, we have a reason for having you up here. I want to talk about something pretty exciting that's happening in the church, but I'm going to hold off on that till around 9 o'clock. To kick off now, I just wanted to know a bit about Lyn Feldon. And you've got an interesting little story for the last few months, but who is Lyn Feldon and what do you do and who you're married to? And tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, that's exciting to be able to talk about yourself.
Yes, yeah, feel free.
So first of all, I guess I'd like to share that I'm married to Kim and I get to hang with him every day, so that's pretty cool.
Now, is Kim playing guitar today?
He is,
Kim
actually.
is playing guitar.
Yep.
Listen out. Any mistakes, you'll know, yep, that's Kim on guitar.
That's him.
Sorry, Kim, wherever you are. Yes, so, and children and that sort of thing?
Three kids, so I'm pretty blessed to be a mum to these pretty amazing kids. So,
Nice.
yeah, they're all grown, and so in 2 weeks' time, or less than 2 weeks' time, we'll be empty nesters. So I'm not
Wow.
quite sure how I feel about that. A
Wow.
little
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It is.
That's a big deal.
A bit scary, really.
And you are a teacher where?
Yeah, I teach at Augusta State School at Redbank Plains and in the special ed department.
Nice.
And work with the children with disabilities. So
Okay.
it's very rewarding,
Okay.
very tiring at the end of term, one more week.
Good on you. Teachers.
Don't you love school holidays?
Teachers are amazing. I think we used to have teacher jokes, but not in COVID year. I think they're totally banned.
Yeah.
You guys are just absolutely incredible people. Now, I want to get to the particularly interesting part of this chat because your family has faced something I think pretty unique in a COVID year. You are dealing with not one but two weddings.
Yes.
In the middle of lockdowns and no weddings are allowed and all that sort of stuff. Do you just want to talk us through what that has been like? I mean, that would be really difficult, right? And one of them hasn't happened yet.
That's
so
right,
talk about the
yeah.
first one first. That got delayed?
Yes, yeah. So we had our third child was getting married in the middle of June this year. They'd been engaged for a year and really excited to get married. But we were worried that actually would happen, the wedding. And so, we were really praying and just believing that there would be a wedding.
Yeah.
And, we put it back 3 weeks because then we were able to have 100 people.
Wow, so
And
you just got the right window. Okay.
Yeah, we did. So it all went off perfectly without a hitch. It was such a beautiful day and
But the second wedding, even more complicated because as people, you tell the story.
So we thought the second wedding, which was scheduled for the 26th of September, we thought that one would be fine.
Yeah, that's the easy one, right?
That was going to be okay. So this has sort of been a bit interesting because we still could have the wedding, we still could have 100 people, but our future daughter-in-law's family come from Newcastle, New South Wales, so they can't cross the border for any reason. And they don't want to get married without, her parents, obviously.
Yeah.
So, we're just, what are we going to do?
So before we get to the solution, obviously you can't go there, or if you do, you can, but it's the quarantine issues, or then coming back would be a massive quarantine for everybody. That's an incredible expense.
Yep.
They can't come up for the same reasons because of the time and the whole bit.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, parents want to see their kids get married.
That's right.
So
it's pretty important.
So you guys have been scratching your heads trying to work out what to do about a wedding where two families can't come together. Incredible. And you would not have imagined there'd be any situation that would do this. So I think your solution is amazing, but over to you. What are you doing about that? Well,
we're flying to Darwin and we're having a wedding with the immediate family in Darwin. So that's our solution.
Isn't that incredible? There's a round of applause here.
Yeah.
Flying to Darwin, hot Darwin. Is it hot at this time of year?
Yes, I think 37 and humid at minute.
Wow.
So.
Wow, okay. So how many? Are guests coming? 100 people? What's happening there?
I think just the immediate family, but others are invited if they would like to come.
Anybody here? We can all come.
Welcome. It's going to be exciting.
Okay.
So Kim and I are going for I think it's just over a week, so we're making a bit of a holiday out of it as well, but most are just coming for the weekend.
Nice.
But we've got a few things, a few activities to do together with the family, so it'll be a great time to get to know.
You know what? It'll be special, right? I mean, far out.
Yeah,
what a great thing to do, and what a story to tell. Eventually.
So they will have their ceremony in March with the rest of the family and friends.
Okay. So so they're going to sort of do it again.
Later she gets to wear her dress all over again. Okay. So that's exciting.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I think you're amazing. I really do. Just facing all the challenges of weddings, and I imagine that wasn't easy, coming to all those solutions. So again, well done. And no more weddings after that, though. That's
I'm
right?
Done. 2 in 1 year, I think, is a bit unique.
2 in 2020 is like, you deserve an award, I tell you. Absolutely. Now, Lynn, you and Amy Amy Robson, and Katie Ducks have taken on the leadership of our women's ministry as well. So we're thrilled about that. Now, because of weddings, you couldn't actually get to the event yesterday.
No, I
But
couldn't.
talk about, I heard it went off, and what was it?
Yeah, it was a wonderful idea that someone brought forward, that we have a picnic and a walk at Wivenhoe Dam.
Nice.
And it was really exciting to plan it and invite women to just get together and connect and have a good fellowship time, but also get to walk and enjoy the nature and the dam.
Nice. And it went well, right?
Yeah, it went fantastic. So I heard. I actually wasn't able to go because my future daughter-in-law's bridal shower was going to be at a different time, but because her parents couldn't, or mum couldn't come, and her aunties, they popped it on moved. Saturday morning at the same time. The future mother-in-law is always the last to know. Yeah. So, that's where I was. But I had great reports, and feedback was fantastic, and fantastic photos, so it sounded like it went off really well. Good
stuff. And I guess, free plug, is there any other women's events coming up for the rest of the year?
Yeah, we've got 2 coming up. One is really coming out of this walk and morning tea, just to see who would like to connect. So we'll have little groups of coffee or a meal or a chat, but just to connect women. And then a break up at the end of the year. Yeah,
so important, that ongoing connection. I know that's why you're doing it. I think it was a clever idea. Go for a walk, gather people together, and I heard it was a heap of fun as well. But we are having Lynn up here not just to find out about weddings and some of the cool things that have been going on in your life. We wanted to let you know something this morning as a church. You know, COVID has really emphasised something. I tell you, if nothing else, it's reminded us that everybody in the church is incredibly important in making the church happen. And here's the truth, that's not a new idea. That was actually always God's idea. It's in the scriptures. The term, I guess, for it is the priesthood of all believers. In other words, every one of us is a priest. Every one of us has a role. And we've got hundreds and hundreds of people in our church. And one of the things I know to be totally true, if there was ever a time where one pastor or 2 pastors sort of took responsibility for the pastoral care of the church, just the paid people do that job, if that was ever true, it's definitely not true now. I just believe that with my whole heart. And again, this COVID time has really spoken that to us, that every single one of us, if you want to put it like this, gets to play. Everybody use their gifts and abilities and talents in a way that contributes to the body of Christ. And I'm particularly here this morning with Lynn here, talking about how we care for each other pastorally as a church. There's a great pastor in the US, his name is Doug Murrin. And he wrote a book called Churches That Heal. Have you ever read that book?
No.
Yeah, I'll have to make sure you get that book.
Yes,
but he says this: my evaluations show that in a congregation of just 100, there are at least 30 to 40 people who can do everything that the paid guys do, just not as quickly or in so much volume, because they work elsewhere for a living. but the load can be spread out. And when that happens, this is the part I love, the healing dynamic is ensured. Now, this is not a new idea at our church. Even this week, I've been emailing people. I've seen people in our church putting that into action, people caring for each other, people loving each other. One of the things I genuinely love about our church. But why Lyn is here this morning is Lyn, we're excited to let you know. And this is not, to some of you say, oh, that's not so new. Well, we're really formalising it, I guess, now. Lyn is stepping into a role which is coordinating the pastoral care across our church, but very clearly not doing it just for Lyn to do, or to say, Carl, can you do it? Or Pastor Larry or somebody else, but to say, hey, we want to train up and equip, just like Ephesians 4 tells us. We want to find those people with pastoral gifts. We want to see whether they can go out and be a part of caring and loving our church. Now, I don't know that I've ever met anybody who loves pastoral care as much as this lady here, quite honestly, got a real heart for it. Lyn, why do you love and believe in pastoral care so much?
I guess, firstly, I firmly believe that it's a gift that God gives. And I remember back as a little girl, I used to just feel so sad for people.
Right.
And I would just have this empathy and compassion, and it would just, I would physically feel pain sometimes. And it just sort of developed. I didn't really even know what pastoral care was. But as an adult, I was blessed to have an amazing mentor and teacher for many years that really trained me in pastoral care and really honed my skills. And I think that that's what we need to do in our gifts, is to really, get better and better at what God's placed on your life. Yeah. I guess, pastoral care really for me is, completing the great commandment to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and to love your neighbour as yourself. And, as we love God more and more and are in tune with Him, then we can actually love our neighbours as ourselves and journey with people. Yeah. And I think it's such a privilege that I get to be with people and journey with them in their most vulnerable state. When people are hurting and are in pain and going through grief, just so vulnerable. And, that God, allows me to come alongside and journey with them and journey with them through to the end of that season sometimes and celebrate.
Love it. And again, if there's ever evidence of what a church should be about, it's those sort of moments, right? What a witness that is. So, Lyn, I guess it's a given that you're excited about releasing people up, training people up. Why do you think that matters so much, to see the body do that role or be part of that role?
I think it's a sign of a healthy church. When people can come together and be empowered and released in their giftings, and there is nothing more fulfilling than to see people operate in their giftings. It's just so amazing, and it just brings me such joy.
Love it.
And I think it's important to get together, particularly for pastoral care, to debrief. It's a responsibility. It sometimes can be a weight. So to be able to get together and share and to hone our skills to do it better.
Love it. Fantastic. And look, I just want to say, it doesn't mean we're sacking the pastors. We understand that sometimes there's just those things that are going on where you really do need a highly trained, somebody who is full-time and has that ability. But what we're saying is we want to activate the body of Christ. Here's my final question, and we're running out of time. But where would someone go if they were interested? They said, I've always had a pastoral heart. At the moment, you're not so much coordinating the team as really establishing the team. What would they do? Where would they go?
Yeah, certainly call the church and I'll get in contact with you, or call me or email me. We do, and we have been doing this for the last few years, is every term get the pastoral team together, share together, debrief, pray for each other, and then have some teaching. So to come along to one of those would be really, really, fabulous to get to know the team.
All right, well, reach out to the church and we'll put you in connection with Lyn. Lynn, thanks so much. We are blessed genuinely to have somebody loves the church, loves pastoral care, and doing the ministry that you're doing. Looking forward to the
very
future.
blessed. Thank
All
you.
right.